And hello, we are live. Go ahead and switch over to comments here. Hey, Gwen, nice to see you here. Hello, hello. And Amaze AI Shorts, Moros. Okay, not sure that. I'm assuming a different language. We'll have to see how it goes. All right. Oops, sounds like the police are outside, but I should be okay. All right, so we are starting with move 37. So that's blue, white, and blue, clear, and black. So let's start with the blue. All right, and I finally broke down and got some higher resolution or higher strength reading glasses so I can actually read the instructions. Doesn't look like I've got a lot of blue left to go with, so it shouldn't take too long to count these out. All right, so we have two 2x3 flat tops. So 1 and 2. 3 1x4 flat. Yeah, 1x4 flat tops. Or 2x4 there. So 1. 2 and 3. 1 2x3 flat top, which is there. 5 1x3 flat tops. So 1. 2, 3 4, and 5. 2 2x2 flat tops. There's 1 and 2. 4 1x2 flat tops. So that's 2. 3 and 4 and 2 1x2 flat tops. 1 and 2. These can go in here. It's these folks again. All right. Just to let you guys know, Penta and Amaze AI, I'm not going to read your comments. And if you keep that up, we're going to go ahead and mute you for a while. I am building a version of the Black Pearl from the Pirates of the Caribbean using mini Lego type blocks. All right, we're doing clear ones next. Alrighty. So 3 1x6. So 1, 2, 3 of those. 2 2x4 regulars. 1 and 2. And 1 2x4 flat top clear. 1 1x4 regular. There we go. And 11 1x4 flat tops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. All right, and 2 2x3 regulars. There's 1 and 2 and 3 2x3 flat tops. 1, 2, and 3. 2 1x3 regulars. There we go. There's 2 of them. And 8 1x3 flat tops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And let's see. Assuming that's a legitimate question, no, I'm not. And 2 2x2 regulars. There's 1 and 2. 1 2x2 flat top. There we go. That one's a little beat up, looks like, or didn't injection mold right. Let's see if there's another one that'll fit better. Yep, there we go. That looks in better shape. And 4 angles. And I am a machinist and a constable. 1, 2, oops. Pop back in, but I got enough here. There's 4 of them now. And 2 1x2s. There's 1 and 2. 11 1x2 flat tops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And 34 1x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. There we go. And put these back. And it looks like we'll finally start in on the black ones. Not a whole lot. Looks like they're all stackable, so I should just have to pull out the stacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 4 2x10s, 2 2x8s. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2 2x6s, 1, 2, and 1 1x6. There we go. There's one of them. And 1 2x3. Let's see, those are 2x4s. There we go. That's a 2x3 stack. Two 2x2s. Some angles, so I'll set those aside. There we go. So 2 of these, 1 and 2, and 2. Oops, those are T's, not angles. On an angle stack. And it's also T's. There we go. There's angles. All right, 1 and 2. All right, I've got all them pulled out now. All righty, there we go. Let's get that out of the way. Okay. Then I'll start working my way across. So I'm thinking that after I finish this one up, going forward, I am going to do like the Lego type and building type stuff on the fun channel. So it'll probably be like a week or two before I get to that. So I might start this one on there before. I mean, once I, within a week or so. I've got some solvent cement arriving for it. The instructions don't have a whole lot of language to them, so I think I should be able to figure them out. Plus, I can always use my phone's translate function. But looks like it'll be a fun build, not overly complex. Got some stickers in here. So, anyway, I'll probably start that up in about a week or so, maybe by this weekend. And while I'm thinking about it, excuse me. There we go. These are the coma that I made. I made a full set of 18, mailed them off today. These are 2 extras. I'm waiting for a better saw blade so I can get a better finish to arrive. Once that does, I'll cut up the rest of them and get the rest of the pins done in. Let's see. Professor Pickle, I'm not going to read the whole thing there, but what I'm building right now is the Black Pearl, and it's a micro locking block type thing. So it's like Lego, but not official, and much smaller. All right. Let's keep going here. Looks like I'm pretty much at the top of the water, but given I was running out of the blues, that's kind of obvious. Got to make sure to get the correct side down. Otherwise, they don't work so well. Alrighty. And it's a little easier on this layer since the one from the previous one, I don't have to worry about the pegs that stick up, so that works better. Shouldn't take too long to get through this layer here. 1 by 2. And another 1 by 2 over here. I think they're trying to go with a bow wave effect from the ship with these here. With that slightly larger one and then like a trailing wake. I was afraid with all of the small 1-bys, given how hard they are to normally put in next to other ones, thought it was going to be pretty bad, but it looks like they're mostly like freestanding, so that shouldn't be too bad. All right, and regular 1 by 3. And see, regular 1 by 2. There's that one. All right. Get that partially in. It's always fun. Not quite like the Spanish Inquisition was fun, but in that general vein. All right. Okay. This one goes here. And 2 by 4 goes here. 1 by. And I'm doing berry dragon fruit meal. So I have about 8 days until I get to see the neuromuscular specialist. I am looking forward to that. Hopefully that will get things resolved there pretty quickly. I have no idea if it will or not. So hopeful, but not putting a whole lot of weight on it resolving things right away. I think I mentioned it on another stream after I got back from vacation, but it looks like discussing with Mrs. Torin and our roommate that my weakness issues may have been building up over like 6-7 years prior to this point, based off of my recollections of being able to do things when I got out of the hospital and was feeling really energetic compared to what they were like for several years prior, and it being too fast of a turnaround for just being in better shape. So that might give them something to look for, but I have no idea if it'll help or not. Let's see. Okay. Looks like I might be off a little bit, so let's approach from here where I've got some known. Can't really screw up the locations for them. Okay. Got those 3 there. We've got an L. Lines up here. And a regular 2 by 2 going in the pocket there. And this L going here. It's like something's a little shifted. Let's see if I can't get this in still. Why is that one not wanting to seat? Ah, I think I see why. Piece on the lower layer is not all the way down. Let's get that seated better and try this again. Still does not want to go in. Let's take a look at it from that angle. Yeah, it looks seated. Now let's try lifting up the one next to it, seeing if that helps. All right, and there we go. And the 1x2 flat top goes here, and 1x1 there. Okay. All right. So 2x8 goes there. 1x6 goes in here. And another 2x8 there. And 1x. Hope I'm not whispering too quietly. I'm just kind of distracted trying to figure out where stuff goes and get them in place. And a 1x2 flat top. Go. Goes there. And a 1x3. And another 1x2. All right. And 1x. There we go. There. Standard 1x2 peg top next to it. And regular 1x flat top over here. There we go. Might have some new people drop in. I've been posting pictures of my the coma that I finished on Facebook on some of the Kumihimo groups. So be nice if some of them drop by. I got a couple of new subscribers out of it. Let's see. Gwen says, it's all good. Mumbling is widely spoken in my household. I think about the only way I can really get away with it here is the fact I got such a decent mic, which I'm still surprised that I did get as good a one as I did for what I paid for it. But I see a lot of other streamers with the same model now, so apparently I managed to catch the leading edge of that wave there. All right, so another 1x6. Whoops, I'm sorry. Wasn't getting it in screen as much. Let me scooch over a little bit. Do this without knocking everything off the table. There we go. All right. Let's back out a little bit. And hopefully that's in focus. All right. That one goes there. And one by there. One by there. And 1x2. There we go. And a regular 1x3 peg top. There. And an L back here. And 2x2 blue flat top there. And a 1x3 and a 1x2 flat top next to that. There's the 1x3 and a 1x2 that is trying to be put in upside down. Doesn't work quite so well that position. All right, and another 1x2 over here. 1x4. There. Another 1x4. There. There we go. All right. And 1x3. There we go. And Gwen says, good job. Not one piece fell on the floor. Focus is great. Woohoo! Glad that that was a success. All right, so, and then a 2x4 blue flat top there. And 2x10 going there. 2x4. There. Another 2x10. And 2x4 regular clear there. 2x3 regular there. Looks like it's another snug fit. I might have to pull off the, nope, I got it in. Didn't have to pull anything out to get it to fit. And a 1x blue flat top. And that little pocket there. Have that right side up. So now that I will have all the coma I need by this weekend, I will get my Takadai set back up, and I will try and get a Hayden Aussie Overlord's braid pattern done and approved by him and get started with that. He wanted a yellow and green one like Legal Vices, so I'm hoping to have that done for him fairly soon. And then we'll get started with that braid. And another clear L over here. And another 1x blue flat top coming in here. I think the new glasses are definitely helping. At least I'm not having to wear full-on cheater headband. Though I might start doing that for the model just to make it easier there. All right, and a regular clear 1x over here. I had that one upside down. There we go. All right, and a 2x3 clear. Flat top goes there. And a 1x2 goes here. 1x3 there. And Gwen says, please hit the like button, folks. The Facebook algorithm is demanding and greedy entity. I think you mean YouTube, but I understand. All right. Okay, so 1x here on this corner. And 2x3 clear flat top there. Another one just next to it. And 1x3 blue next door to them. Oops. Yep, had it in the wrong spot. And now I'm trying to do it upside down. There we go. All right. And another 1x3 over here. Clear 1x3. Ooh. Yeah. That one was a partial injection mold, but I don't think anybody's going to notice it. All right. And 1 by here. 1x4. There. And now I can do the 2x10 here. And 2x4. Another 2x10. And 2x6 here. And 2x6 offset one here. And L here. Two by three here. And L here. All right, that's all of the black ones on this layer. And Gwen, laughing smile. Yep, my bad. No worries on that. Gwen says maybe I should remove that comment so people don't get confused. No worries on that. I could always use help with the Facebook algorithm too. All right, 1x3 flat top here in clear, and then one in blue. Getting close to running out on here. All right, and 1x4 there. 1x2 blue there. 1x2 no 1x3 blue next. And 1x4 clear here. And 1x6 clear there. All right, some 1x's. Here. 3 of them total. 1. 2. Oh, well, I haven't been on. I have been working in the shop. I have been watching some Crunchyroll. I watched through the available seasons of Moonlit Fantasy. 1x4 clear. Main character gets summoned as a hero. It's another Isekai. However, when he arrives, the goddess decides he's ugly and banishes him and summons 2 other heroes. He, in addition to the goddess that doesn't like him, there is a god or something from our world that knows who the guy's parents are, and that they originally came from the world that he's getting isekai'd to. And as a result, he gives him some skills and stuff that'll help him. So when he gets there, he can't speak the common language of humans, but he can speak every other language there. He runs into some interesting creatures, gains some interesting abilities, and he's just trying to make it as a merchant, and picks up some different groups of creatures that he wants to basically help him, live with him on a kind of a demi-plane or whatever as they call it, that he accidentally created with the help of somebody else. I know this is a little vague, but it's really kind of amusing because he is extremely overpowered. He's not really a mage, but he's got a lot of mana, and he spends a lot of his time trying to not basically just blow everything away with too much mana. He gets one of the dwarven craftsmen to make him a bunch of rings that drain so much mana on anybody else, it would like kill them instantly, and he has to keep getting them replaced because he keeps overloading them. So he's like really, really overpowered. But he's also like, not a jerk or anything like that. He just wants basically kind of a semi-normal life and to figure out where his parents are, where they came from. And while the heroes are dealing with the demon army invasion, he's just kind of like on the sidelines, though occasionally the goddess will go, I need help. My heroes aren't cutting it, so I'm going to teleport you into the middle of this mix. Which causes him no end of consternation. It's pretty funny. Not overly fan servicey, so I'd say at least teenagers to watch it. But it's pretty enjoyable. Started watching a couple others. I'm still having a hard time getting past the first couple episodes of ReZero, which the main one there is the main character gets transported to a fantasy world, but he doesn't get any special powers except for the fact that when he accidentally gets killed, he starts back like an hour or so after he popped into the new world, and every time he gets killed, that's where he pops back. So it's kind of like a Groundhog Day with a lot of unpleasant deaths. But I'm just having a hard time getting into it, even though it's supposed to be one of the better animes out there in recent years. I am gonna probably try for another couple episodes, but I usually watch like about 2-3 minutes and then switch to something else. So, but then again, I tend not to like the embarrassing social conflict type things, which is one of the reasons why I tend not to like a lot of sitcoms. But I've heard enough good things about it that I figured I'd at least try and force my way through past the initial wave of that stuff. Let's see. 3 and 2. And okay. Just realized that according to this, I have it a little off. This one needs to be a 1 and the one behind it as well. The rest of it was looking a little weird. Carefully lift these off. Try not to damage them too much. There we go. Put the knife away. And thank Gwen for the warning I'm sure about to come that I am, whoops, did it again. I tend to be very careful with the dangerous tools, follow all the safety instructions, and don't try this at home. There we go. All right. Okay, that looked like it was the right way. Why didn't I go down? There we go. I see what's going on there. That needs to be pushed up a little bit more. Since it hangs off a little bit and it can be well out of alignment. All right. And this one goes here. And there's a 1x3. And 1x4 blue. Almost done here. All right. And 1x4 clear. 1x3 blue. And 1x4 regular here. All right. Looks like I've got an extra L and an extra single flat top. Let's see, did I miss one? There. One, two, three. There and there. There. There and there. There. And it looks like I've got all of them in. Let's see, any obvious pegs sticking up? I'm not seeing them. I might have miscounted, so I'll set these aside. All right, we are ready for the next one. Let me catch up real quick there. Glenn says, yeah, Facebook is really weird. I've only been streaming for about 2 years now, though this channel is like 2008 or 9, so it's only a couple of years old, or a couple of years younger than YouTube. Well, the cool kid, assuming the H is hello. Yep. MacP says, hi there. Gwen says, announcement 23 is very safety conscious. Even his glasses are safety rated. I'm not sure what those are. I read fairly often. I usually catch up. However, we've had some people in today that are repeat spammers, and I don't particularly feel like going on with whatever their in-joke is. And Gwen says, whenever he wants to. Thank you very much for that, Gwen. All right. And, okay. So 38 is next. Set this over here while I count this out. These are a little bit larger and easier to read. Let's put these in here. Get them added back in so they're not just sitting loose on the table. All right, so we need 3 1x4s. Flat tops 1, 2, 3, 1 1x3 flat top. There we go. 5 1x2 flat tops. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 1 1x flat top. There we go. Back in. Then we got blue ones. Your transparent blue. All right, so 3 1x4 flat tops. 1, 2, 3, 1 2x3 flat top. 4 1x3. Right, so 1 2. Oops. 1 2 3 and 4. 1 1x2 regular, and 3 1x2 flat tops. 1 2 and 3. That's all of them. They go back in their bag. And black ones. All right, so it looks like we got 4 2x10s, a few 2x8s, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 1 2x6, 1 2x4, okay, 4 2x3s, 1 2 3 4, and okay, 1 T, should be a 1x3 stack in here somewhere. I'm not seeing them, so let me get the rest of them and then I'll find them. All right, so 2 2x2s, 1 2, 2 L's, 1 and 2. Oops. Okay, I think I got the one that popped out. And 5 of the step ups. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the 1x4s. It's 1x3 rounded ends, which are not what I'm looking for. Ah, there we go. And we just need one of those. All right. Toss the rest of these back in the bag. Manually do the big stuff, as otherwise the smaller stuff tends to bounce out more than it should. Yeah, it looks like this layer won't be that long. There we go. All right. Gwen, go ahead and silence the people that are spamming. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you if you do that real quick. All right. Let me catch up real. Matt P says, tell Mrs. Torn 3 that I say hi. Gwen says, Mrs. Torn is awesome. Actually, you know what, Gwen, if you want to, just ban them. I'm not willing to put up with this. MacP says, yeah, I see what Torn 3 is talking about. The spammers are annoying. And placeholder 5, not sure what that is. Hopefully that's not going to get me banned. The watch I have is a Fitbit. Let's see. Yeah, my pulse is high. I don't really like that, but I got to work on that. All right. Okay. Gotta be careful that doesn't fall off. Okay. So it looks like the step up ones go here at the back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they go there. All right, so 2 by 10. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so that one goes there. Then we have a 2 by 6 that goes here. And 2 by 3 that goes here. All right. And our step-ups go here one at a time. Three, 4, and 5. All right, and 2 by 10 there. Looks like 2 by 10 here and here. And then 2 by 8 and 2 by 8 there. And there. And have an L here and an L here. And a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 3 go there. Oops. Just realized that needs to be set back one more. There we go. And two by 3 and a 2 by 4 going here. And nope, not at all. It's a health issue. Gwen says, I hope not. Nope, I'm fairly calm. And please be careful. Yep, I'm in my normal range. Gwen says, I'm plus suggesting turn chat off for this stream. Yeah, I'm gonna put on a slow mode and let's see, where is that? Switch glasses here. All right, let's see. Nope, don't want that. All right. Let's see. There it is. Okay, slow mode is on. I got 60 seconds between chats. So we'll go ahead and save that, see if that helps a little bit. There are different settings for reading glasses. The ones I'm wearing for the modeling is a little high, so it's hard to read something that's further away. Marmar says hello. Hey, Marmar, nice to see you on. Welcome, welcome. We've had a bunch of annoying spammers. MacP says hello, Marmar. Marmar says hi, Mac. I just put on slow mode, 60 second, and I think I did subscriber only. Whoops, nope, I haven't. Let me switch that as well, too. Gwen says, hey, Marmar. And let's see what we can do with that. It looks like you got that fine, Gwen. Thank you. All right, so let me switch back to subscribers only. All right, so actually, let me put subscribers at 20 minutes. I'll switch that later, but that should keep them from just adding new alt accounts and coming back in. And all right, so and that goes there. Then a 2x2 and 2x3 and 1x3 here. And T here. All right, and 1x2 regular blue goes there. And 2x3 there. 1x3 there. There we go. And 1x4 there. And 1x4 here. Single 1x clear there. 1x4 clear there. All right, 2x3, there we go. And a 1x2 clear there. And 1x2 clear blue. 1x2 clear in front of that one. There we go. 1x4 there. And 1x4 there. 1x2 there. 1x2 there. 1x3 there. Another 1x3 back here. And 1x4 next to it. And 1x2. It is the right orientation. It's not wanting to go on. I'm not behaving nicely for some reason. All right, let's try and get this in a little better. And try that again. Let's try putting that one on first. I see the problem, I think. Make sure I'm the right orientation. There we go. And let's see, will that one fit? Yep, now it will. There we go. And 1x3 in front here. 1x2 there. 1x2 there. And 1x3 there. All right, let me catch up real quick here. And Gwen says that should help. And Marmar says, I'm starting a puzzle and we'll be body doubling with y'all. Okay. And Gwen says, that cool? I had to put down my crochet. Spammers are cray cray right now. And Marmar says, I don't understand the appeal of spammers or troll. Me either. So, Marmar, since you joined in, sometime in about a couple of days, I will probably start doing this on my Flynn channel. And I'll probably be moving the Lego type stuff there. But we were at my birthday dinner at our favorite Korean barbecue, walked by to go to the Korean market to pick up some noodles, and passed this store that had a whole bunch of Gundam models on the wall, along with some other stuff. So I looked in, found one that wasn't too expensive, and figure I'll go ahead and do this one. I got some solvent cement and a bottle needle applicator coming in the next couple of days, so probably sometime this weekend I'll be doing that. And after the Black Pearl here gets done, I'll start doing these streams on the other channel as well. Also, if you didn't get a chance to see it, these are the Koma. We've got stainless steel pins on them. So, and I can now make these kind of semi-mass production, so I'll be doing that some more. All right, so we just have black here. All right. So 2x10, got 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one 1x6, which I think we have one right here. There we go. 2 2x4s, which I believe is this stack. 1 and 2. 1 2x3, which is there. And I believe that's the T stack here. Yep, so we got 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And 2 L's. There we go. 1 and 2. and 2 soft angle ups. Let's see. Is that them? Nope, those are step ups. There's the angle ups. All right, so 2 of these. 1 and 2. This should also be a very quick level. Yeah, Marmar says, I saw your post of the Coma. I know nothing about Gundam stuff, but model making is cool. Gundam, I think, is basically just kind of generic giant robot thing. All right, so let's see. We have our 1x6 that goes here. And we got a P that goes here. There we go. And another T that goes on the other side. All right. And another T there. And T angled there. And two by four there. And looks like each side has 3 of them. Going like that. And okay, so T there. T here. T facing that way. Then 2 by 4 there. And then these long 3 here. 1, 2, 3. And L there. L there. Okay, that's there. But if I'm reading that right, those are sitting on top of nothing. Because there's like nothing there for them to fit on. It sits next to... Ah. So it looks like it's supposed to go right here. There's nothing sitting on top of it. I'm assuming the next layer will have it. All right, let's go to the next page. All right, so 40. We have Okay, 2x6s. We got one of those. One 2x4. Two 2x3s. Whoops. I see where that went. Okay. There we go. One 2x4. Okay, 4 L's and two 1x2s. One, two, all right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, that's all the black. All right, next is gray. Should be able to find what I need here. 4 of these long ones, and 2 of them not quite so long. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, and 2x6. 1, and 2x3s. 1, crosses, or T's, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 L's. And that's it for this layer. Looks like we're making pretty good progress. All right. Okay, so back end, we have a gray 2x6. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2x6 and a 2x3. All right, so the 2x6 lines up with the 3 and the 2 there. That goes there. And the 2x3 goes here. And we've got our L, or no, we got T's. We got one T there and one T there. Let's go ahead and put these on where they're supposed to be on the underside here. Let's see. One part is going to be trying to get it in place enough to. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and I can't do it that way. I'm going to be very careful and just try and gently, actually, okay, that extends over 1. So that should go there. And this one here, got 2. So the third one there. Second one, not third one. There we go. All right, there we go. Now we have the angle up there for the back. I don't know why they had it on that move. All right, and 2x8. Let's see. That's these. These are the 2x8s. All right, so this one goes out here. The other one goes out here. Then we have another T going back in, and L. So T goes there, and the L wraps around here. So same thing on this end, it looks like, yes. T goes there, L wraps around here. Then we have two of the 2x10s, one on each side, and then two on each side. And we've got black L's there, and and 1x2 here, L here, and 2x6 here. Then we have a 2x3 and a 2x4 going here and there. Then we have our L's. Going there and there. And then we have 2x3 fitting in here. There we go. And 1x2, part of our prow there. All right. And Gwen says, I don't know about Gundam stuff either. I don't tend to watch a lot of it, so I have no idea what series that's particularly from. And Gwen says, I'm looking forward to the ship gradually appearing on the horizon. We're starting to get there. And Gwen says, the Black Pearl link. Thank you. All right. So, all right. I think for this one, I need to pour them out just to be a little bit easier here. It's mostly smaller stuff. All right, 3 2x8s. 1, 2, 3, 2 2x6s. 1, and 2, 4 2x4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 2x3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 2x2s. 1 and 2, 6 9 or 6 L's. 1. Don't want that there, that'll be hard to find. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 by 2, 2 step ups. 1 and 2. Let's get these back in the bag. I'll go to gray next, which I may not have to put in here. That actually landed on my leg. There we go. Oh, I did catch about half of an episode of the Isekai where the guy gets reborn as a vending machine. Not sure I'm going to watch that one, but all right. So 1 by 4 flat top. And 1 by 3 flat top. There we go. And 6 1 by 2 single peg tops. Let's see, did I make a stack of those? Oh, looks like I did. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 round. Yeah, this is going to be easier in here. All right, 12 single rounds and 2 flat tops, 1 by. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 2 1 by flat tops. There's 1. And 2. Oops, those are the blue ones. Gray ones go back in here. And Melee Cormier says, "What's up? Hey, Melee, nice to see you on." Gwen says, "Hey, Melee, good to see you." Melee says, hey, Gwen." And Melee says, or Marmar says, "Hey, Melee." And Gwen says, "You missed a bunch of spammers and trolls." And Melee says, "Those lovely spammers." All right. And since you just hopped on, I'm going to start moving stuff like this over to the fun channel more, since I haven't been doing much with it. I'm going to be doing a Gundam model. I have no idea what series it's from. It just looked like it would be a fun model to put together. And a couple of the Coma. I should have enough to get my Takadai set back up, and Mrs. Torrens. Whoops. Those. I'll put them in next time I get a black one. All right, so I need 6 of the top and side post brown. Let's see, where are the brown ones? Yeah, there they are. Yeah, these will need to go in here. Oops. Looks like I missed a gray one. I'll set that back there. These can go back in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of those. All right. And now we're ready for layer 41. All right. And Marmar says, I'm waiting for a call from my realtor, so I might not be in chat for a bit. No worries on that. Hope that all goes well there. And Gwen says, Marmar, that's cool. All right. So put this one back here. All right. So it looks like, let's go ahead and assemble these. So we got a gray one and side post on top, and then two of the round ones on the end. So we'll stack, let me just go ahead and stack these up, two each into 6 stacks. I'm assuming these are going to be cannons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, for those following the Nick Rekieta stuff, apparently he had a hearing on the restraining order that he has against him by Aaron Imholt, and there were some moderate back and forth going on, apparently, though that's not supposed to be recorded. And then Nick took down the crap posting stuff he was doing prior to the hearing, and said he's been advised not to talk about pending litigation. So we probably won't hear anything more about it until after that gets settled. So, all right. And I admit I did take a glance on the Kiwi Farms just to see if anything was going on with that. And I just have to say, I am glad that I am not that obsessed with trying to cause somebody's downfall or accelerate it or whatever. But yeah, not a place I would like to hang out. Think they have every right to exist, do not want to be a part of it. All right. And I hope all goes well for Nick, and he's able to get himself removed from a restraining order, because my personal opinion is that the main reason it was set up was to try and get Nick into a situation where they can claim that he violated a restraining order so that they could get him to quote-unquote fail his probation, or prevent him from being able to do other stuff that he'd like to do for events and the like. So just sounds like a big pain in the ass. All right. We'll add it for about an hour and a half, so I'll try and go for about another half hour or so. We'll get a chance to say good evening to Mrs. Torn, because she's going to work a bit early. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I get? Oh, yeah, missed that one there. Okay. All right, so I got those together. All right, so let's see. So there is a 1x2. Ah, there it is. I knew I pulled one off. All right, so that one goes there. Then we have another 2x3 being there, and have our L's around the corners here. All right, and then we have, looks like a 2x4 and a 2x4, which go there. There. And then 2x3 in between. There. And an L there. Whoops. It's kind of hanging out a ways there. And 2x3 there. All right, so that means another 2x3 goes over here. And then this L should go in a little easier here. All right, and then, okay, so it looks like these go there and there. Then we got a 2x4, 2x4, and cannon there, cannon there, and 2x8, 2x8, and cannon there, cannon there, 2x2, 2x2, and 2x3, 2x3, and our gray flat tops go there and there. Then we have our 2x6s there and there. Then we have L there, L there, and 2x8, 2x3, 2x8 there, 2x3 there, and okay, so this should go here, and 2x3 flat top, 2x4 flat top, and the other one there. There we go. And we got it like that. All right, so next one doesn't look that difficult. All right, so for brown, we got 4 of those foldovers. Okay. So there's 2 and 4. We go for those. Then for gray, we have 6 of the round 1-bys. Got one already out. Whoops, grabbed the wrong one. So we've got 5 more of those. 2, 4, 6, 6. We've got 8 of these fence style things or whatever they are, grates, whatnot. So there's 4. 6 and 8. 2 1x2s, regular 1x2s, not a single pin top. There we go. 1 and 2 and 2 2x4s. Looks like that's the last of the 2x4s, unless some fell off. Whoops. Let me catch up with chat. Let's see. There we go. Let's see. Let's see. Actually, let me go ahead and I'm going to drop out of slow mode since I did the subscriber has to be subscribed for 20 minutes. You guys should be out of slow mode now. All right, let me catch up real quick here. All right. Let's see. Marmar says, I am super anxious. Fingers crossed for you, Marmar. Gwen says, deep breaths to Marmar. And Melee says, I think my chats are not all appearing in chat. Gwen says, click on top messages, then on all messages again. That might help. And Melee says, I've not followed much of what's going on with Nick. Wish him the best, though. And Gwen says, I hope Melee Chromia saw my post. Melee says, Gwen, so my chest didn't through. I guess I do what you said. They're not there anymore. Gwen says, oh, that's surprising. And Gwen says, I think slow mode is still on. Yep, I just turned it off. And Melee says, yeah, slow mode is messing with my chats. I'm sorry to hear that. Gwen says, Torn put slow mode on because of spammers. And Melee says, I guess I have to wait every minute to chat. And Marmar says, my call went pretty well. I got some conditions to meet, so I'll make an offer once that's completed. Congrats, Marmar. Fingers crossed for you. Gwen says, yeah, it slows the chat down. Marmar gifted to Orange 3 membership. Thank you for that. Let me see who got that. There we go. Let's see. Looks like Gwen got the membership. Congrats, Gwen. And Melee says, awesome, Marmar. And Marmar says, I was hoping the gift membership would go to Melee. Gwen says, Marmar, that's awesome. And Gwen says, thanks for the gifted membership. I wish Melee Chromia had gotten it. Melee says, awesome, Marmar. And Marmar says, I was hoping the gift membership would go to Melee. Marmar, oh, clicking on him again. Gwen says, thanks for the gifted membership. What's going on here? Oh, I'm getting new chats in. Okay. Melee says, I don't get memberships anymore because YouTube is asshole, Marmar, but thanks. And Melee says, thanks. It was torture for me to Torn. Thank you. Melee says, you should be able to turn on gifted memberships. Depends on how old her account is. If you're more than like about 5 years old, I don't think you can because they converted them and won't let you get them that way. Melee says, it turned on. I just don't get them anymore. I am sorry to hear that, Melee. And Gwen says, that's sad, Melee. I got to figure out how to do gifted memberships from the channel. All right, so now we have black. Okay, whoops. Looks like one went flying. All right, so we have 3 2x6s. Whoops, almost sent that one flying. 1, 2, 3, and 1 1x4. 5 2x3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And those go back in with the black. All right, and 2 T's. There we are. 1 and 2, 6 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 10 1x2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, these can go back in. Then it says I'm in 2013, so yep, too old for them. Yep, that would explain that. I'm in the same boat. Mine's like 2008, and I am well out of range. I think you can open up another another username or whatever, or like a second account, and it'll be a normal one, but I'm not 100% certain on that. You're heading out, dear?
Yes, I am. Bye, my love.
Love you, dear. You have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty. And Manly said, yeah, I'm in 2013, too old for them. 2013, 100 years old. YouTube was born. Manly says, hi to Mrs. Torn. Gwen, well, yeah, I knew that, just had to make a joke. Manly says hi. And Gwen says hi and bye, Mrs. Torn. Okay. All right, so these here, the hang down side gets 2 of these, which looks like are going to be shutters. All right. We'll probably stop after this. Well, yeah, I think I'll stop after this one. I need to make sure to feed the cats and then call it an early night. I've been really sleepy as of late. For those who didn't catch earlier, I get to see the neuromuscular specialist in 8 days. I did have a notice last Wednesday that they had a slot opening for me, but they gave me like 90 minutes notice, and it was about a 2-hour drive, so that wasn't going to work out. And I don't think they're going to do it tomorrow, but because that was when my appointment was originally scheduled, and so they're not going to be there, so I'm assuming that they won't offer it to me then. But we'll have to see how it goes. But I've got the my test results printed out just to be on the safe side. All right, where are the 2x4s? Did I miss the 2x4s? Looks like I did. I'm supposed to have 8 of them. Oops, that goes in here. Okay, there's 2 of them. I need 6 more. Oh, there we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. I also have something else I need to assemble, which is apparently a 2x6, and 2x3 goes, whoops, 2x3 goes there, and then 2x6 goes here, and 2x6 goes there. All right. So we have a 1x2 that goes here on both sides. Then we have L and an L. We have two of these going here, there, 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 and there. And we have another L here and here. Another 1x2. And another 1x2. And then this goes in here. That should help keep the sides a little more stable. All right, and then we have 2x4, 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 gray 2x4, gray 2x4, gray 2x2, or 1x2, sorry, there, and oops, slid over onto the next one over. Then we have gray round 1x in this corner here. Gotta be careful because that's kind of hanging out over the edge. Don't want to push so hard it flips sponge pieces off. That would be a pain in the butt. All right, and then 1x2 on each side. Another gray 1x round, the outside edge. Another 1x2 black, and another gray. Will be all the gray 1x rounds. Assuming I don't have them fall off when I'm trying to place them on. There we go. And all right, then we have a 1x2 on each edge. Then we have T's. There. And there. And a 2x3 and a 2x4. 2x3 there. 2x4 there. And that's it for that end. That's finished getting the front. All right, 2x4 in front here. There. And there. Then we've got a 2x3 on each side, angled in. And 2x4, 2x3. One in, 2x4, 2x3. Then we got 1x4 here. And last two angles in here. We've been out for 1 hour and 51 minutes, so reasonable time there. Let's go ahead and show you. Let me switch my glasses so I can make sure I know what's in focus and what isn't. Give my eyes a second to adjust here. So we're starting to get there. getting close to the end. Let's see. We just finished move 42. So we got 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. And then looks 56 is a bunch of different ones there. Looks like 54 is when it finally winds up going back on the other piece. And let's say maybe one, possibly two more sessions and we'll be done. All right. Yeah, I think maybe 2 sessions and we'll finish up. All right, so 43 is our next one. All right, let me catch up with any chats. Let's see. Mary smiling at Gwen. Gwen says, are those cannons sticking outside the ship? Yes, they are. Oops, let me zoom that in, back in. There we go. Mary says, I'm getting another wisdom tooth removed on Monday. I am sorry to hear that. Hope it goes well. Gwen says, ouch. And Gwen says, my little brother is going to the dentist tomorrow. Mary says, lucky him to Gwen. Gwen says, he's been waiting to get his tooth fixed for a while. He's tired of eating soft foods. And Gwen says, looking good. Melee says, understandable to Gwen. All right, let's see who's available for... All right, I'm going to take off the... Ooh. I guess I took off the subscribers already. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Back to anyone. All right. Let's add a redirect. Let's see who's available. All right. Looks like the only one I see that's live right now is that umbrella guy, Tug. So I'll go ahead and add it to them. All right. Thanks, everybody who came by, not counting the spammers who were annoying. And if they try and come back, we're just gonna ban them. It's too annoying, and I don't need that level of activity in my chat. So, all right, everybody, it was good to have you on. Let's see. Today was Tuesday. Don't know if I'll do anything Wednesday. Might do something Thursday. Mela says, thanks for the stream. Happy to see you all. And hopefully this Saturday or so, I might have something in the way of design to get for Hayden's braid. We can get back to braiding again. As always, everybody, stay safe and happy braiding. Oops. Marmar says thanks.